Hi, it's Darcy.
Oh, yes. And Brian.
From Stay at Home Gamers. And today we are going to chat about Gen Con games. We are part of the Gen Can't crowd. We will not be there.
No.
But that doesn't mean we aren't keeping an eye on what is being released, what is going to be there, and what we're excited about playing or adding to our collection, or things that we have played. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you can tell them about the post.
I would say hopefully you saw our post. I tweeted it. Wrote a big post about what we're talking about here, but nice to be able to get a nice list for you.
Sorry.
We are...
Silence. Let me make sure I keep
nice
an eye
list
on
of
comments.
games. If you go to stayathomegamers.com, it's the first post. So
yeah,
we'll share it on the Facebook page.
Yes, and I can actually put it into the comments here as well, so if you aren't able to stay for the whole time or anything like that, make sure you save the post or leave a comment so that you can get notified, and I will stick the link in there so that you can check it out, because we aren't going to talk about every single game that we put on the list in the blog post.
Like 30 or something games.
There's around 30, which of course is a very small amount
something in the list.
the games from there, but we wanted to focus more so on, more, I don't necessarily want to say more family friendly, but a little bit more family friendly.
Games for us.
Things that we like to play, things that, we would play with our kids, things like that. So if you're looking for some great ideas for family game night, then you might want to check out that post.
Yeah, we're not hardcore deep strategy gamers, so
No.
these are more light usually. There's some that might go a little longer, but
Yeah.
this is not like Gloomhaven.
No.
10-hour game.
Because we just aren't able to do that at this point in time.
Not that I want to play that. I do want to play that.
Right. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely would like to, but at this point in time, it's just...
You don't want to put it for that long period of time.
Right. Because the last thing you want is the children to move everything and disturb it, and start playing with it themselves and moving everything around when you're in between. So we don't have the space for it, and just right now with the kids being younger, we just don't have the bandwidth or the time to put into.
As long as they're short-ish games, I wouldn't say they're all short. Obviously role players.
Yeah, role player was definitely at least an hour.
But there were some that were longer that I looked at and wrote down. So.
Otherwise, we do play a lot of games that are playable in under an hour. Yeah, 45 minutes, under 30 minutes. Just because, for one, kids' attention span.
Yep.
They can't always sit for super long time yet. So we are definitely excited to see all these games coming out. And if there's something that you are looking forward to, definitely let us know in the comments. Because even though we looked through the massive list, we may have missed things.
Some I just looked at the box covers. I was just looking really fast, and I went, okay, this one looks neat for games or whatever. Or something I liked on the cover, but something that have covers and some I never heard of. And so. Yeah.
And then, there's obviously some things that we knew were coming. So, for example, I just grabbed a couple of them off the shelf, but Hanamakoji is being released at Gen Con. It is a reprint and a re-release into the North American market by Deepwater Games. They're working with Emperor S4 to bring that here. So really the only difference is that the box is a little bigger than the original, and then the instructions have been translated into English.
Helpful.
So yes, but this is a 2-player game, and it is, as I said, releasing at Gen Con. We received a review copy of it, so we've been able to play it a bit. I do have a video up with an unboxing and on how to play on YouTube. Yes, it went up this morning. But this is playable in 15 minutes.
Yeah, we played it twice, and we both won.
Yeah.
Once we kind of got the hang of it.
One thing that's nice about short games like this is if he wins, then I can go, can we play again?
She won the first game.
Still, it's easier to go play back to back.
I won the one round.
And this one has beautiful artwork.
It does.
The recommended age on this is 7+, so it's definitely family friendly. Rissa could totally play that.
Oh yeah.
I just haven't sat down to teach her yet. Yeah. I don't even fully have the strategy down yet, because it's a little bit of luck. I mean, there is a little bit of strategy. Yeah. It's kind of trying to guess what your opponent might have, and so It's a little bit different than what we usually play,
I've
but
never like that before.
it was fun. I liked it. So there's that, and then I'm sure you've heard us talk plenty about this.
We played it on...
But King Domino, Age of Giants.
Yeah, that's coming out this...
It's releasing at Gen Con. This is the expansion to King Domino.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, we've talked about that quite a bit. So we definitely want to talk about some of the other things that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
So you want to kick it off?
Yes, I'm trying to figure out a game here that I know more about. Pyramid of Penguin.
Pyramid of Penguin.
That's kind of a clever little game with like a vertical board.
Yeah.
And the mummy on one side, we played the mummy, and it's magnetic, so they stick on there and they slide around, and then on the other side, we move a piece with the mummy so they can see where the mummy is, but we can't see where they are. We kind of have to find them. And then we have to capture them, and then if we get like foot 5 or something like that, we win. Something like that.
I think it was 7.
But it's kind of fun because
we needed to get 7 or something like that.
Us, the mummy, couldn't see them, but they could see us, and they're trying to get away from us. But if they would capture a treasure, we would see where we know where they were.
Because you had to announce it, and so that gives the mummy a clue that someone's over by that. Yeah. But the kids really enjoyed that, and it was fun. We demoed that. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be at Gen Con.
It was sold out when we were at Origins.
Yeah. So if you have a chance to grab it, I would grab it. Yeah. It's not like a release at Gen Con this year, but it will be there.
Yeah,
so
it's on their list. There's one on there too.
If you can get it.
Well, we won this at Nexus Memoir. It's like a twist on a memory, obviously. But it's like a fun twist. You know, memory can get pretty boring if you're playing it over and over again. But this one's got, a better twist. You get to see some of the cards ahead of time, so you can kind of...
Yeah, you get to peek.
And it's not so much memory as matching the previous card kind of thing.
Yeah, because you're actually trying to match either the same animal or the same like background, like whether it's ocean or sand. Mm-hmm. And you have the same cards for like 7 rounds. Yeah. So as more get revealed, you kind of start learning where they are, so you get farther and farther each time.
That sounds fun.
And you go until one person's left, and they get to pull from the treasure pile. And then the treasures have different ruby amounts on them, so at the end you count up how many rubies you have. So it's more fun than regular memory.
Yes, we played that a couple times.
It's way more fun.
Mm-hmm. It's 6+, so it works.
Oh yes, we do.
Xander's 5, and he plays no problem playing it. Actually, he memorizes better than we do.
Yeah, the first time I played with them, they got upset with me because I was doing too well apparently, but it was all downhill after that.
And the old person came out, right? I don't remember anything.
I'm like, I don't know. Really, I think the reason why it seemed like I was doing so good is because they were still figuring out how it worked, and I understood how it worked. Yeah. I mean, I was making matches, but they weren't keeping up as long with the streak of flipping more. And then Ticket to Ride New York will be there, which we have also... I don't know if we've actually talked about it.
No, but we've posted about it. We have videos about it. Yeah, just playthroughs.
We haven't talked on Facebook Live with you guys about it yet. But this just released the beginning of July. It's a Target exclusive, but it will be at Gen Con. Mm-hmm. So
it's a quick one.
Yes.
Take a Ride, not that it's a long game, but it can go long. This one's like under 20 minutes. It's pretty fast. It's taxis.
Yeah, it's taxis.
Kids can play it.
And it's...
I mean, you have to read a little bit. Unlike the kids one where there's pictures.
There's pictures, yeah. But it's pretty quick. It's kind of like taking, essentially, Ticket to Ride and condensing it.
To New York, yeah.
But it's not lacking in, like, the strategy and stuff.
No, not at all. There's actually bonus points. You have multiple ways to get points, so...
And it's easy to lose points by not completing your routes, because you don't have much time.
Yeah.
You just don't have much time or as much territory to cover.
No.
Like, there's a lot of routes that are just single routes, so it's really easy to get blocked and things like that. So it can get a little, I don't want to say cutthroat, but it can get a little cutthroat.
It was the kids, so it hasn't been that cutthroat yet. So you want to talk about that?
Yes. So one of the games that I'm really looking forward to, and I cannot wait to get my hands on, is Disney's Villainous, which is by Wonderforge, and it is Force? I thought it was Forge.
Unless I did it wrong. One of those two.
It's one of those. Wonder something with an F. I want to say it's Forge.
Just keep talking. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's Wonder Forge.
So the
I fixed my post.
I missed that when I was editing it earlier. Whoops. So by Wonder Forge, and it is releasing at Gen Con, and it is villains.
Yeah,
so Maleficent is in it, and I absolutely love Maleficent. I could have put my horns on, but I
Queen of
didn't.
Hearts, Jafar. We watched a playthrough.
It had Prince John in it too from
I think Ursula
Robin Hood.
didn't play her, but she was in it.
Ursula. There's like 6 of them. Captain Hook.
Yeah.
And
I imagine there'll be more at some point.
so the villains are getting a chance to.
But it looks like it has some deep strategies, not just like a
reign
cheap,
supreme.
villain marketing thing.
No.
Like, it has some really good strategy and
Yeah, it looked like, and again, I mean, it was just watching a little bit of a playthrough, but it looked kind of like you have like your own board that you're working on.
trying to get to a goal.
But there are some times where you get to interfere with other people.
And they interfere with you, yeah.
But it's...
They send heroes your way and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it looks good, and...
And I look at the artwork, look really good, too.
Yeah, the artwork looked awesome, and, I mean... I like...
It's Maleficent, so.
Maleficent, and I love villains, so... Super excited about that one. So it is officially on my Amazon wish list.
Yeah, it was on Amazon. I have a bunch of train railroad themed games because I always like those, especially board game based because it works really well for board games.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bunch on there. I didn't really play any of them. Train Makers, which is like a quick dice roll build your train one. Steamrollers, which I said we saw at Origins, we didn't play it.
Yeah, but I've heard quite a bit about
right,
that one.
Roll and Write, you actually draw your tracks and stuff.
It sounds really fun.
Railroads of the World, I think it's an older game that's being like re-released or something, where that's more like a deeper strategy. You start like with nothing and you build like an empire. Like Railroad Tycoon, I think that's what it used to be called. Then we have King Domino, Koji.
Oh, Forbidden Sky.
Forbidden Sky.
Because we have Forbidden Desert and Island. Well, I should say Island and then Desert.
Those are fun. Those are fun co-op games.
But Forbidden Sky is the new one from Game Right that's being released, and I mean, those are good anyway. So
yeah, those are always fun.
I'm really intrigued by that one. Because I sort of feel like Forbidden Desert kind of builds, like Forbidden Island.
It's not simple per se, but
and then it kind of builds
there's
like
extra
some
layers
extra.
on there.
Yeah, and so I'm really curious with Sky if it's going to feel like yet more strategic over the other two, and just I don't know. I was really excited when I saw.
Yeah, definitely.
When I saw some
Patchwork Express.
Patchwork Express.
Let me play Patchwork.
It's over there somewhere. It's basically just a quicker,
that's what it
less
says.
pieces, quicker version.
Yeah, bigger, less complex pieces. Because it's obviously on ours. It's like Tetris-y in a way.
But that would probably... I mean, I think Patchwork is already a pretty good traveling two-player game. Like, to take with you somewhere.
Yeah, it's not super...
But Express would definitely be good for taking along somewhere. We like having some two-player options and stuff.
Yeah, we're traveling soon, so we'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. And this is already out, but they're promoting it at Gen Con.
Get that.
Monsters and Minions, if you have that, you obviously have that, both of them, but why wouldn't you have them at this point?
If you don't have role player, get it.
Yeah, it's very fun. If your favorite part of games is creating the character, this is exactly what you'll like.
Yeah.
It's like the creating character part, you're rolling your character, but it's got dice and drafting and cards and market. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And they keep building on the game, and so
Yes.
and so now you actually write your character's stats down when you're done, and supposed to be able to use those in the future in like an adventure expansion.
Yeah, there's more games that they're working on that will continue building on it. So it's kind of like you're creating your character.
Fiends, Friends, and Familiar. What is it?
There's Fiends and Familiars, and then Adventures. And I believe Adventures is the one that you'll be able to essentially import your characters into.
So it sounds like
and play with them.
I'm not going to say a D&D, but it's like a very late gamey version of D&D. Like you're moving through these things with gaming. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
So we really enjoy it. Now that is definitely one of the longer games that we play together.
But it's not super long.
No,
once you know it and get going, and we have our organization thing or whatever, it's like an hour. You can do it in an hour.
But I mean, compared to the other stuff that we play,
and you play solo.
It's longer. Yes, it's one that you can play solo.
I've never played
as well.
more than 2 players, so we'll have to figure out how that works. But
I'd really love to play with more, because you can have up to 5 with the Monsters and Minions. Before it was up to 4, and then with this one you can actually go up to 5.
It seems to be a very common thing with expansions nowadays. They add like an extra player to them. Like King Domino adds a 5th player to.
Or like Sagrada had a.
Well, has an expansion just for that.
For doing a 5th and 6th player.
So these like Age of Giants lets you add a 5th player on top of the actual expansion, which is kind of cool. Same with this one.
Yeah.
Well, Pandemic with the 10th anniversary Pandemic editions coming out with like the metal box with the
looks like all the meta kit.
Wooden cubes and vintage art and stuff. That sounds cool if you're a big fan of Pandemic. Metal Scythe.
Yeah, I think that would be fun with
we
the
want to play
kids.
Scythe. It's been on the top list for a while, but that's cool how they did that. Came out of a fan-made pencil.
Print
your own,
yeah. And that, I think, especially something like that where we can play it with the kids, I would probably, at this point, drop money on before the other one, just because it's easier to play that with them.
They do get older and they do, then they kind of have an idea how it works.
And then it's a little bit easier to get them into the bigger main game.
We haven't played Welcome to, but it's like the big one of Gen Con. It's like already sold out pre-orders. I was literally standing next to it while you were talking to Deepwater Games.
Yeah.
And I was like, this looks kind of
When we
cool.
were at Origins.
Wish I could demo when I didn't demo. I took some pictures, but now it's like it's super. It's like they're like crazy busy with that one. So.
Yeah, it was. Well, the pre-orders at Origins were sold out as well.
That's like a 1950s suburban sort of.
It's like a roll and write kind of style, and you're like creating your neighborhood.
Yeah,
and you're trying to like have
cool.
the best neighborhood.
It looked really neat. That's why I caught my eye.
We never. Not that we were able to keep going back over by their booth, but when we were over by it, there weren't any empty seats, so it wasn't very easy.
I remember
to
hearing people
in.
saying, "Oh, I saw this, and this is really cool." So I knew it was getting, but it's obviously really good.
And it's only like what, $25, something like that.
Expensive.
So
I guess you can't print enough copies of that one.
No, but it's definitely on our list whenever we can get our hands on it. So if you get a chance to grab it,
definitely let us know how.
Grab it.
Yeah. Like a Sagrada or Sagradas.
Behind
Just
you
a
there.
really pretty dice patterny game. There's one called Reef coming out by Next Move Games, which is like you build coral reefs with dice. So that's kind of that style. Those would seem to be kind of a cool thing now. Azules like that. You build patterns and
like this dice drafting pattern building.
But Sagrada's really cool if you get a chance. That one's obviously available. It's not really that hard to find. I think it's on Amazon. It's really neat. Make stained glass windows. It's really cool. And then they have here Century Eastern Wonders, which looked neat. And then they have a Century Spice Road, which you can merge them together and have like a whole sand to sea or something like that.
That's cool. So kind of like, I mean, it's not the same thing, but kind of like how King Domino and Queen Domino are playable together to kind of create a different.
That's like
play.
I can't remember what the description was, but yeah, just kind of like you're sailing on the seas trying to find wonders and stuff like that.
I know I've seen a lot of posts about it on Instagram.
It's newish.
Can't say I know a lot about it specifically, but it always it looks interesting and it looks good.
Yeah, so that's most of our list right there. I mean, we have some card games on there. The One Deck Galaxy, which is still new. There's not a lot of information about it. It looks like you use the deck to build your civilization, and once the deck is done, it refreshes, and then more enemies come. So you have to I saw the other one deck games I have, so it might be similar to the other ones. I didn't look into them though. But Pocket Mars, which looks like you're trying to colonize Mars with the collecting cards and strategy.
Now that we've learned we like deck building games,
we're looking at
small,
so you can take them around. Pocket Mars, obviously. Dragon Society card game.
Yes,
that one was gone.
It's sold out at Origins. So
that's a card game based on.
If you can get that one. Well, I mean, you have to like deck building type games, but yes,
really cool art.
It'll be there.
Those are the ones that I didn't talk about really. I mean, there's a bunch of kids games in here that I didn't really see. Circus Puppet Week, the kids liked.
It's a dexterity game.
There's a video of that on our YouTube channel too.
Yeah, and you're kind of stacking and moving the puppies. But it's a dexterity game, so it's definitely good for kids and for working on fine motor skills and things like that. I think good for anybody, really. Adults too.
I mean, the kids play with Dragon's Breath by Haba. And that just won the Kinderspiel des Jahres.
The children's game of the year. I'll stick with the translated version of that right now.
So they won 2008. Just won that.
Just now, ago.
Yeah. So they were playing with the pieces in the board, but they didn't actually play the game. But it looked really cool. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Gemstone
yes,
mining game, which by USAopoly.
That looks
Looks like
good.
based off a game called Quartz. If you ever played that with some of the dwarves getting gems and trying to get the most gems, stuff like that. But it's Snow White theme, maybe lazier. I don't know. But when they re-implement those kind of games, they usually do a good job.
I love Snow White.
Yes. So, and there's also they also have an Incredibles one. Oh, that's Wonder Forge. It has an Incredibles.
Oh
game.
yes, the
It's a
Save
co-op
the Day.
game. So that would be cool because obviously most of your kids like Incredibles probably.
Especially
Co-op.
right now
It's
with
easy to play with
Incredibles
kids so they can not feel like they're losing on their own if they do lose.
Yeah.
I imagine this was less easy to lose like most of those kind of games.
It's probably not as intense as some of them,
So that one looks interesting.
but cooperative. It's definitely excellent with the kids. In superhero theme, I mean, you can't really go wrong.
No, especially Incredibles. Yeah, and that was most of our list. We'll post a link in there, but at the end of our post, there's a link to like the massive list of 600, which you can filter and all that kind of cool stuff. But
Because
but unlike
there's
our
so
list,
much.
it's just a list of games. Ours actually talks about games.
Well, yeah.
Our thoughts on games. So.
Right. We're trying to give you some insight as to why we think these are interesting and, you know, why why we want to play them and why you might want to play them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Blue Orange Games also has a couple other ones, like Blue
which we talked
Lagoon.
about, which is like settling on an archipelago or something like that, and then yes.
I want to say it's like, I'm not going to pronounce this correctly. It's like Scarabia or something like that.
Yeah.
And off the top of my head, I'm not.
They make good stuff.
But yeah, they have a lot of really great games, a lot of family-friendly stuff. I haven't seen anything really that they have that's not family-friendly. So can't really go wrong with Blue Orange Games. But they have 3 releases at Gen Con this year, so definitely stop by.
Obviously, all the other games will be there too, I'm assuming.
I would think so.
I haven't been to Gen Con. I was going to talk about it.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, I can't really talk about much. I know I was there in the 90s at some point because it was in Milwaukee until I can't remember what year it was, 92 or something like that.
I don't know.
I know my dad took us, but that was more than video games.
Honestly, I'm a little surprised.
I think he had free tickets. It was not like you'd go.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
knowing your dad, I'm a little surprised he would take you to Gen Con just because, you know, I mean, he's awesome and stuff. He's just not someone I think of as a gamer. So,
he's not.
You know.
But I was also more of a video game at the time, so I don't think there was much for video games.
Probably
It
not.
was more board gaming and stuff. I remember small parts of it. I feel like my friend, and I feel like he got in trouble doing something. That's all I remember about
Got in trouble.
it. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing, messing with something. But kind of wish it was still here, but they moved to Indianapolis because we have no hotels. We had no hotels here.
It's very hard to have an event in Milwaukee.
It's better now, but it was pretty
I mean,
awful.
it's an area that's easy to like fly into and stuff, but it's not. I don't know.
There's not a lot of downtown hotels, which is the problem.
Right, that are nearby for like
Like
conferences.
Origins,
and
our
things.
hotel was nice and close, even though we were late to book.
Right,
It was about a mile-ish away, which is-
almost did not get a room for Origins. I am not making that mistake again.
It wasn't a
as
bad
soon as
walk.
they release the block, I will be reserving. I almost didn't get it. Like everything was booked. It was crazy, but
The only weird thing was when we came back the first day, it was super busy and there was like cops everywhere. And like, what's going on? Like, well, a VP, Mike Pence, is having a speech here.
and there's like a protest going on. Like there was just, you know.
So we were like, wow, the hotel we picked, this hotel.
Right.
We were staying here.
Out of anywhere else.
So it came and gone by the time we were done with supper. So.
But we were still within walking distance of the convention center, which was nice.
Yeah.
And like main food places.
Less than a mile, yeah.
So it was just warm.
It's really hot that day.
So I didn't really want to walk all over the place. But it was just nice. All of the hotel options around there, it's just, there like were no rooms left by the time I waited too long.
We'll try Gen Con next year. That's our
Yeah,
hope.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'll probably be just us though.
At least for a couple days.
Well, I mean,
The drive's not that bad.
I feel like they might not be ready for that increase of crowd.
Yeah, they're okay at Origins, but
They're
it's
okay at
tough
Origins,
sometimes.
but I feel like Gen Con might be a little too overwhelming for them.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad for kids to go, just knowing them, and it might be just a little too overwhelming, especially going to 2 big conventions in the same summer might be a little much. But if we can at least like head over there, just us next year, that would be fantastic.
It's just us. We can fly there.
We could. We wouldn't even have to drive. We could take some of that off of.
A lot cheaper, just 2 of us.
But Yeah, I wish we were going. I'm definitely keeping an eye on all the people that are going. 'Cause, like on Instagram, I mean, there's a great board gaming community on Instagram. So I enjoy seeing what everyone else is up to, and it's going to be nice to be able to at least see what people are doing while they're there, since a lot of people are going to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to really meet up with some people when we were in Oregon. I cannot talk. I've hit that time of the night where like my
we'll play games instead of going.
Well, we'll be playing games.
We'll play games in spirit with you.
Right. It's part of the Gen Can't movement.
Mm-hmm.
We stay at home. We'll be at home and still,
yes.
you know, embracing the gaming life.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I wish we could go so that we could play with some other.
Yeah, it's the problem with Oregon. We couldn't just go we couldn't decide to play games because we didn't have time. We had a kid running around next to you while you're trying. Right. So we found the babysitting thing goes to.
The childcare thing was pretty awesome, but we didn't really look into, we didn't really know about it ahead of time. And then by the time I knew more about it, we were almost done with our trip, but we did check the kids in.
So we had some time just to sit
for
down.
A few hours on one day.
We tried Gold Rush, and we tried...
Or is it Gold Fever?
Gold Fever.
I keep calling it Gold Rush, but it's Gold Fever.
That's in the list, too. That one's kind of fun. We tried some other games while we were on our own.
Yeah, and we're able to, wander around.
Yeah, that last game we tried with Arissa. We liked
Greedy Dragons.
Greedy Dragons. That was kind of fun. It was a really interesting sort of, mechanic to it.
Because you could play on your stuff as well as other people's stuff.
But you could, layer them when you're, yeah. So I like that one. If you look at, I don't know if I forget who that's by. I probably apologize.
I'm not sure, but I don't think it'd be too hard for us to find it.
No. So.
But she really liked that one, and she got help from the designer.
Yeah, designer of the game.
while we were playing. So
she won, didn't she? Did I win?
I honestly don't remember. I think it's in my app.
Really?
I think I might have logged it because I was trying to log the stuff that we did play when we were at Origins.
Well, yeah. So that's what we're excited about. That starts.
That's just at
Thursday.
Least most of it. Yes, the second through the 5th. So if there's something that you are looking forward to that is releasing or going to be there, whether you're going to be there or not,
any of these things that we haven't played,
definitely let us know. Leave a comment, tweet us, whatever.
Yeah,
somehow,
we're everywhere.
Just tell us. But we would like to hear from you and know what you are looking forward to. And then especially if there's something that we did not mention.
Yeah, missed one.
And you're like, why did you not say this one? This one is so awesome. Please tell us. Because even though...
Can't play all of them.
Even though we went through the list and we really dug through it and stuff, there was so much. It's so easy to miss things. And if it's something that we hadn't really heard of or weren't very familiar with, we may have missed it.
Mm-hmm. I'll see you next Thursday.
Yes.
Tuesday. We'll see you on Thursday on Twitch, but I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing?
We are playing Hanamakoji. Yes. So
we'll probably play multiple games.
We will.
It's pretty quick.
Yes, this one's pretty quick, but we are for sure playing this on Twitch live on Thursday evening. Same time, 9 Central. And then next week we are talking about... I need to
Tacos.
Tacos. No. I'm sure we could find a taco board game, though.
Oh, definitely. Give us all your favorite taco board games.
We're going to talk about board game date nights. So that will be our topic of discussion next Tuesday at 9 Central. Hopefully we'll be...
Bring your date.
Actually on time.
No time.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that it was your fault or something. I'm saying, hopefully we'll be more on time. We were pretty good, but they were
all set up and everything, and then all of a sudden it just didn't work.
Yeah, Facebook was just
shows a black screen.
Was not cooperating, so we couldn't tell if the video was actually showing. But yeah, we're gonna talk about board game date nights. So join us.